Hello everybody watching this weird video that I made. I'm just gonna read a little something that I wrote probably like 6 months ago, and it's called Looking Through These Eyes. So I had been looking through these eyes of mine at the room and space around me, specifically a kitchen table and a planted pot of red mums that were a housewarming gift from my mother's new country house. And I cannot shake this feeling that I'm only peering through these eyes as if from behind the eyes, and that I am not this human thing. I am not this fleshy vessel. I am not this Jay character who looks like this and wears these clothes, says these sorts of words like namaste. Instead, I feel as though I am some other entity or spirit, either controlling it remotely or locked within this biomachine that you all recognize as that J character. This biomachine, our bodies, were designed on purpose to house the spirit and allow it to enter into and take part in the experience of life, living, doing, loving, laughing, creating, and destroying the temporary. There's a little light in the darkness and a little darkness in the light, and if we look close enough, we can find the beauty in between the two. So beautiful. Ding. To explain further, I have a question. So, who are you anyways? Are you this body? If I cut off your left foot, does that cut out some of your you-ness? If you lose some hair, are you less you? How much can I cut before all of you is gone? What if we start replacing things? A kidney here, a heart transplant there. Keep in mind, over the course of roughly every 7 years, literally every cell in our bodies has been replaced. So who are you in 7 years? Well, you're certainly not your body anymore, are you? You're not this thing that you drive around in. Think about your car. You drive around in your car, yet you don't identify as a Ford or a Chevy like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Toyota Corolla. So if you're not this vehicle, this fleshy creature moving around on the planet, then who are you but pure spirit or soul, pure you? This is all speculation, of course. Picture, if you will, that there is only you left. Just you, all alone, and there's nobody else. You're up there in the cosmos, but there's not even cosmos, there's nothing. But even nothing is technically something. So there's actually less than nothing. So you're up in what should be outer space in the cosmos, in the darkness. You do not have a body, yet somehow you remain. You are not made up of a gas or microbes or any measurable substance. You're just pure consciousness, just pure you. You have the ability to travel instantly to any part of the void simply by willing it. And this is possible because of the nature of your existence. That is, because you aren't made of anything physical, you have no body. By the laws of nature, you would diffuse throughout all the universe, permeating its entirety, if there was a universe. But there isn't, because there is only you. So now what? You're all alone and bored. But you have the power of creation. You bring in the light, one lonely star. There's no concept of time. So within what feels like the blink of an eye, 1 billion years has passed, and the star goes through its entire lifespan and then goes supernova, exploding its trapped oxygen into a small galaxy. And after 1 billion years goes by, chunks of matter have formed into planets like Earth and other planets, stars, galaxies, a universe. After a few more billion years down on one of these little planets, Earth, life has formed and developed out of this primordial mud, including a fleshy meat vessel called a body, a human. And inside this body's head is this receiver that you, your spirit, you, immediately is drawn to, and blammo, you're trapped inside a human. Now, the trouble here is that it won't take long for you to wiggle your way out. Your human body might fall off a cliff, or it simply might just grow old and die a pleasant, natural death. Either way, you've escaped back into the cosmos, back into the lonely boredom. So it's back to the drawing board, and you sort of plot this out a little better. So what if you manifested into multiple bodies? Like, yeah, good, you think, but wait, more bodies just means one spirit, you, looking through many sets of eyes, looking at yourself all over the earth, kind of like a bug with many eyes. But if you leave it like this, you still know that it's only you. Like, you're not fooling yourself, you're still alone, you're still bored. So this time, before you enter into all the many bodies, the human brains are genetically pre-programmed to develop in such a way so that the spirit cannot remember its original existence as being one spirit, the you. And each human body will believe that they are unique and separate from the other bodies because each brain, over time, will develop their own unique ideas and points of view from the other body's brains due to environmental factors, social constructs, things like that. There will be many distractions in the environment, so these bodies never stop to realize or question their true identity. Short lifespans will help push the reset button over and over and over. There's genetically encoded procreation, so the bodies replicate on their own because sex feels good, keeping this human thing running, refreshing, respawning throughout time. As soon as the first human brain was created, you were automatically pulled into it, no choice. The brain is a house for your pure you-ness, for the spirit, and so by adding multiple bodies this time, you're automatically sucked into all of them at the same time. Now, answer the same question. Who are you? Are you this human body, or are you that human body? Are you Bob, Brittany, or Carl? The truth is that you are all of them, yet none of you can agree on a favorite ice cream flavor. And you end up bickering and fighting with yourself for millions of years, living, loving, laughing, dying, being born again, each time in a whole new vessel. So when I say that looking through these eyes, I feel as if I'm not this body, now you kind of have a slight understanding of one of the possibilities that I'm talking about. And when it comes time to shed this skin, there's nothing to be afraid of. This concept has a lot to do with dropping your ego. From the time of being a child, we are indoctrinated to feed our egos with concepts like I am, mine, and me. Like, hey, that's my toy, get your own. I like candy, but she likes vegetables. You see, there's a distinct separation happening right from birth, and it is because we only have other egos older than us who are the teachers, egos that refuse to let go of the control that they currently have over this world, for an ego is easily manipulated into the realms of the physical manifestation, whereas a soul is not. Egos have fear. They are afraid to cease to exist. Ask any performing artist with a stage name, a stage persona, person. And remember that the ego is not created by you, the soul, but was created by other egos all around you. So the ego is the biggest illusion that we have to face. Lose the ego and you get back to your pure you-ness, back to the original source. And the way to lose the ego is to stop believing in it altogether, because you are whole already. You are not this divided being. Even the ego wants you to believe that you have an ego, that it is a something, that it has this life. By completely removing the concept, the ego can vanish and you can become a whole person. There is, however, no way to teach someone on how to ignore the ego concept without first teaching them what an ego is. So it's a funny paradox that way. It calls into question that in a world where every individual soul has been lied to, had the wool pulled over their eyes, is it even possible to fully drop the ego? How can you go into a store and say, excuse me, but I'm looking for such and such an item, without saying I am, or can I have, or who wants this free money? I do, because we have been dwelling within an ego-based, ego-driven society for so many years that it can be challenging. Some other more crafty egos have been spreading the message that the ego is needed to keep your body safe, make sure you're okay, that you have food and shelter. The pure you, the soul, doesn't need this body. It doesn't need to be safe. It's already eternal, as safe as can be. Only the ego clutches to this material plane, to this body, to this 3D existence. Does this mean that to fully drop the ego, one must drop the body? And if the body drops, you're dead, right? So, deep thoughts to ponder over by J. Cole Yoga. Peace, love, and light. Namaste, and all that other good noise. Ding!